I need to make a stop motion golem kung fu film. Hello dudes and dudeses, and welcome back to Golem Craft, or whatever this is. Today we're going to be looking at the latest snapshot, and I will put it up on the screen because I can't remember. And we're going to be looking at Copper Golem storage. Of course, a lot of people have already made videos about this, and I've been holding off because I wasn't really sure about how the AI was functioning, but with the latest snapshot, I think we're getting there, and probably there won't be too many changes. So this is my take on what will be a good Copper Golem storage. If we look over there, you can see what I basically think will be the new meta. Maybe not this, but something like it. And you can see with the box, with the bounding box, that is the base module that you can then connect and prolong and put in whatever shape or form you like. And it's very easy. You can see the redstone is very easy, and there's not really much going on. What I opted to do was I used this chest that I have in, where's my hotbar? There it is. What I opted to do was to use this module, which is basically the same that I use in the much bigger FabMiss system, which has now reached FabMiss 4. I will try to remember to put it up on the screen. By the way, there's a FabMiss 4.5 just around the corner. I have made it, designed it, built it. It's a bit easier redstone. It's a bit smaller footprint. It's quality of life improvements and some bling. So remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Yeah, that's a plug if you want to see the 4.5 FabMiss coming out soon. And what this chest setup does is basically it outputs a certain power level, which means that you can change out any of these sticks right here with an item, and then it will function as an item filter. For instance, if I do like that and take that away, the power level remains the same, which means that if I put something like that in here, you will see this guy, when he's ready and able, taking it out of there and sorting it into here. And he just drops it down there, and you can see it doesn't store, it doesn't stack with this one. This one, which is the filter item, stays, and because of this piece of redstone, it ends up down here. So that's quite easy, and you can see there's overflow protection and so on. And this of course shows that it is sorting right now, and now sorting has ended. And there's not really much more to say about this. I think it's very easy. Very simple, but there are limitations to this little guy, this golem guy. Now the configuration of this guy's AI, as I said, has changed a bit over the snapshots, but what's consistent is that he will be able to see 10 chests, this one plus 9, and that's the one that he's putting stuff in. And if he sees something is there already, he will put similar stuff in there. And in the latest snapshot, he will also be able to put things above him like that, and he will be able to put things in chests on his sides. But that's only in the latest, very latest snapshot. Before, he couldn't put things above him, and he was a bit taller, so the chest would need to be higher. But that's basically what his range is. He's able to have 9 chests to put things in like that. Of course, we utilize that up here. We have this chest, which is his, which is the input chest. And then we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right here. And the last one is, as you can see, different. There's no redstone and there's no filter. So this will always be empty. And anything that he cannot find a place for here, he will put into this one. And this could basically be a storage system. This would be the non-sorted items that would go down, and that would be a fine, small, nice little storage system. But if you want to prolong it, what I do is I just have hoppers underneath, and then I have this hopper clock right here. and anything that's put into this chest right here, let me just see, this will probably mess up the system somehow because if it's in the filters, but you can see it will be put over in the next chest, and then these guys are able to see if it fits in any of their chests, and then the last chest down here is the same as over there. This is the whatever overflow, things that are not sorted in the other chest, and he will eventually make it down there if I don't have it in the filter. So far so good. Now you can see that I have placed the golems on 2 layers. This was only possible in the latest snapshot because you can walk in 1 block high space. And why don't I just put 2 golems up here, you might say, because there's room. Well, okay, let me just show you. All right, here, let me just show you. I've put in another one and you can see it's not helping. They're kind of sumo wrestling back and forth, and it's not actually making it go faster. So that's why I opted for having them on different levels. Sometimes it works, but a lot of the time they just stand like that and wrestle. So you can see it's not actually improving the speed that much. A lot of the time they're just, fighting it out. So this is a much better, cleaner system. They never collide. And 2 is no problem for the filter, and 3 isn't really either. So you could try and put 1 up here if you wanted to, but just remember that they will be standing sometimes and not really making the system faster. Of course, this bridge right here of these 2 blocks can also be used to make a more traditional looking storage systems. I know this is what a lot of you like. It's probably the meta in storage systems. A lot of you even prefer horseshoes. And of course, if you wanted to, you could make this into a horseshoe as well. You can see it's the same hopper clock right here, and it's just going into a hopper line over here, and then they continue sorting. Now, if we go inside here, you can see it's looking like a traditional sorting system. And if we go through right here, you can see what's added right here. The input chest, I use copper, now we have it to signal it's the input chest, and you just put your items in here. And on this side, we have Techman 88, I think silent hoppervator that just pushes the items up to this chest, and then it's basically the same as here. They will try and sort it, and if they can't, they will go over there, they will try and sort it. Exactly the same. Then I have this small contraption here, which is because I could do it, but to keep it simple, right now we have these lamps showing when it is actually the system is sorting and what slices they're sorting in. This is basically for me when I build it up, but of course you cannot see it in here. You could make something that you could see in here, but it will be like a lot of redstone, or you would have to lower the chests, make this bigger, because you would have to start somewhere here, I think. So just for fun, I have made it, for funsies, I have made it so that if I sort this, you have music playing. When the music's playing, it's sorting. And this is just this small circuit right here, and it's absolutely not needed. It's just for fun. This makes me want to go to sleep. And that's basically the whole thing. I think easy to build, relatively cheap, and reliant. And also very logical to understand, I think. Now, there are pros and cons with this system. It is not nearly as fast as a lot of the MIS systems out there, but I think it will still, either this system or some system like it, be the new meta for a lot of people. I mean, like 80 and 90% of the players, it will be an opportunity to have a real sorting system without much effort, and they will be able to understand how it works. There are some cons as well, something I don't like about this system. It seems counterintuitive that now we actually have these small guys that are making our base look alive, and then when you're down here, you're not really seeing them. Of course, you can have a platform out here where you go up and see them. Indeed, you will need to, because you will need to go up here in order to change the filter. And that's another thing I don't particularly like about it. I've worked very hard on the fab mist so that you have the filter item, the filter chest right at your feet, so you don't have to go up behind somewhere to set the filters. But other than that, I think it's a very nice system. And of course you could, build it out. You could make a shulker unloader here, but I really think that if you want to have this system, you probably if you were like thinking about emptying 20 shulker boxes in a system or something like that, you probably wouldn't have this system. You would choose something else. So if you have a shulker box with something in it like that, you can place it right here on these. I have minecarts underneath standing on hoppers, which means that if I place this down here, you can see it is just put out like that, very fast indeed. And that also goes into the same Tickman 88 drop elevator right here. So pretty fast. You can have that, and you can actually put two. Both of them are taking out the items. Pretty neat little system, I think, and I will, of course, as always, leave it in my world download. And I'm pretty confident by now that there won't be any major changes, I think, to the AI or the way that the Copper Golems work. So I'm satisfied with leaving this in your hands now. Just in case you don't like this system, or you like me think it's kind of counterintuitive to have the golems hidden, I've also made this. It's more like a mock-up. I made it quickly, but basically we have the same system that we have in the fab mess. So we have the filter chest down there, so you can reach them right here, and the items are being sorted in chests above them. If I take something like this right here and I put it in here, this guy will take it and he will put it in that chest right there. And then I have this terrible thing down here. It could probably be made much nicer, but it was just quick, and it goes up in a water stream, and we have to have them staggered because there's no room for having them side by side. So in order for not them to spill over, we have to have them staggered like this, and they just go up in the hopper and fall down like this. But this, of course, is a more difficult build to make. But something like this is definitely an option if you want to be able to see the guy working down here. And of course, as I said, you could put two golems in here, and it might speed up the sorting process a bit, but they will also stand and sumo wrestle sometimes. Are they still sorting over here? Yes, they are. We will have music throughout the rest of this episode. I have one final thing to show you down here, because if you put unstackable items in it, they will go down here, like the diamond sword, for instance, and that's fine. But the way the chests are set up, let me just see here. These three are to start off with unstackable items. So you can actually put unstackable items in here, and the golems will put that specific type of unstackable item in that chest. So you can also do that. And then I have somewhere, here we have it. So you can see you can have things that stack to 16, just like in the FabMist. What you need to do when you put in an item that's stacked to 16 is that you have to take out additional two blocks here. You have to take out, this is normally 5, so you have to take out 3 from this and that one, so 4 for it to work. Otherwise this power thing will get messed up. So, but you can indeed have items that stack to 16 as well. There's not that many, but there's ender pearls and eggs and, probably some more. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you made it to the end, remember to subscribe, leave a comment on the YouTube video, because it helps the algorithm. I am told that if you leave more than 7 words, it's good for getting the video out there. And if you're brand new, do subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye.